Hey, I got a question via email about depletion and how to fill your libido cup when it's empty. The woman that wrote to me explained that she has 3 children and that she's been in sleep deprivation for basically 7 years straight. Her partner really wants things to get going again in the bedroom, but she's just going, I have nothing to give. She's falling into bed at 8:30 at night and just does not know what to do. And she said, this is my situation. I can't change it. Do you have any tips for me? This is a common one for women. We are such hardcore givers and nurturers, and we often do it from this place of generosity. But the shadow side is that we deplete our energy resources, giving and being generous in this way. So the first tip that I want to give you about depletion is to start subtracting. If you're in depletion, you need to get so serious about what really needs your attention, what really constitutes something that's urgent or an emergency, and what you really need to be committed to and need to show up for. So what can you subtract? It's easy to, when you feel empty, to want to add things into your life, but I found that if we kind of reverse engineer it and subtract, we can start to see exactly where our attention needs to go and where our energy needs to go in our life. For as long as we're scatty, trying to do a million things, then we're going to be stuck in the depletion cycle. I've been in that depletion cycle a couple of times. I'm going to reference motherhood specifically, but you can be in depletion no matter what you do, no matter what stage of life. But motherhood actually does take vital nutrients from us during pregnancy, during breastfeeding, if that happens, and then our body needs to go through a state of rest and recovery after going through all of that. So subtract first, get clear on what your lifestyle needs. My second big tip is call in the professionals. The first thing you need to do, and I'm not a doctor prescribing anything, but the first thing you need to do is head into your GP and ask for a blood test, one that includes iron studies specifically. In Australia, I think they generally include iron, but they need specific ferritin studies to know how you're actually going. You could have low energy from a number of organic sources, and we just want to make sure that nothing's going on in your body that could be simply corrected first before we go adding in all of this other stuff. A blood test last year really saved my energy because my iron levels were at 8, and now I need to get them done regularly to make sure that I'm not moving into depletion, and I now know the signs when they're getting low, so that's good. That's empowering. Some other health professionals that you might want to check in with are an acupuncturist, really wonderful for calming your nervous system down. When you're in depletion, it's easy to think, oh, I'm flat and I need to do more high intensity things to get me up. You actually need to stay down, but in a different way. You need to stay down and rest and recover and recuperate as much as you can. And an acupuncturist can help unblock anything that's keeping you in that uppity mode of like tired but wired. Another health professional I highly recommend is an osteopath. Why an osteopath? An osteopath can again help you unblock any parts of your body, any of your soft tissues or your fluid body that are not receiving adequate fluid flow and blood flow. I've had these corrections done a number of times, and they change me. They change my posture. They change how I hold myself. They change my energy levels and how I feel, because I'm not contorting my body and keeping it in a stress response state. So any stretches that you get to take home will help you to keep your body in balance. Some other people you might want to call upon are a naturopath. I have not been to one myself, so I can't specifically say go to one, but to the best of my knowledge, there are some excellent naturopaths out there as well to help you supplement. My third tip is to stop drinking alcohol. Please don't drink alcohol if you're in depletion. It will only make the depletion worse. It won't empower you, it won't liberate you, it won't get you closer to feeling your true energy. It might give you a buzz for a little bit, but ultimately it's just giving your very tired liver and adrenals more work to do. So please don't say I'm in depletion and you're still drinking, because you're going to stay in that depletion cycle. If you want to get out of it, quit the booze. Do not keep yourself down in that low vibration. I love a little bit of libation, but if my energy levels are low, it's a no-go zone, because I know that it won't help lift me out of it. So drink out. You can have a drink again when you're feeling good and you've gone through your recovery. Another way to fill your libido cup when it's empty is to make sure that you and your partner, if you're in a relationship, are not putting all of your eggs into the sex basket. Really easy to do, really easy when we're high achievers and perfectionists to go, oh, well, it's an all or nothing thing. Either we're having sex or nothing happens at all. Please don't fall into that trap. You can still nurture each other through the 5 different other types of touch that are available to us. Healing, nurturing, sensual, erotic. You can nurture all of that. You can still be in touch. You can still talk about sex. You can still watch something that has sexy content whilst you're not necessarily having sex. So I get that when your energies are low, you don't really feel like it. Totally get it. But what else can you do to still keep that thread of eroticism and desire alive, so that there's something happening rather than nothing? When we get into that mode of all is lost, all is hopeless, we tend to stop valuing and appreciating the small acts that have a lot of power, the small acts that have a lot of weight. And I get that, totally get it. But let's start to step up very gently. I'm not going to ask you to add more. Like I said in the beginning, subtract first. But let's all just step up and get real about how we're spending our time, because how we spend our time is showing us what really matters to us. If our relationships are really important, then we need to invest in them. And we can invest in them giving our partner some really gentle touch that can feel really sensual. And the definition of sensual touch is touch that ignites the senses. So anything where you like rub your partner's head, or you stroke them ever so gently, or you rub their feet, or you maybe like tickle their back ever so gently, everything counts towards your libido piggy bank. Everything counts towards your intimacy piggy bank. Don't be all or nothing about touch and talk and connection. It doesn't have to be you going on a weekend away. In fact, you going on a weekend away while you're depleted you might totally sabotage it, because you're just not there and you're not well in yourself. So try and step out of that mindset of it all needs to be big grand gestures, or it all needs to be sex or nothing at all, and start valuing the small stuff. My final tip for you is an extension of the start to really value your time and check how you're spending it and if it's in alignment with you. If you're depleted, you might need more occasions of rest, you might need more support, you might need a little bit more childcare, and all of that is an investment in your health so that you can show up for yourself, for your family, and for your partner. Okay, really, really important. A little gesture I do when I'm feeling depleted or I'm feeling like I'm moving towards low energy, is I serve my dinner plate first. And it's a nice way of symbolically saying I'm important and I still come first. So I do little things like that because it helps fill my libido cup and know that I still have value and that I'm not giving, and I come last. It's a nice way of saying I come first and I'm important. Start filling up your libido cup. Start taking rest and relaxation seriously. You got to get serious about it before you maybe enjoy it and have fun with it. Really respect your time, respect your boundaries, cut some things away, give where you can, receive where you can, and start to fill that libido cup. everyone in your life will benefit. Most importantly, you're going to benefit. I really hope this helps. Let me know what one action you're going to take to fill your libido cup up today.